Okay. Hello, and welcome back to our Therapist Plays Disco Elysium Let's Play series. If you are new here, then hello, welcome. My name is Brady. I'm a therapist, and we are doing like kind of a long form psychoanalysis of the main character and his companions and all of the people that we meet on our journey through Revachol. So in today's episode, we're going to talk a lot about like our main character's reflections on his own self-identity as we sort of start to unpack and discover things that he is remembering about his past. And psychologically, what does it mean to integrate a past version of yourself who you may not have a lot of positive feelings about into the identity that you're building today? And also, we're going to see if we could take another shot at this whole thing with Kuno. So, let's dive in. Now, one thing that is a kind of a hanging thread is I want to return to my bedroom while I'm here. We're playing the game, like reading some psychological class material. Yeah, if you're new to the Eurobrady experience, this is one part entertainment, one part master's level psychology lecture, one part my own self-therapy live for your enjoyment. Read the problem part. Let's do that. Let's rewind. Let's trace your drunken steps back home. Jump across the raised channel bridge southwest of here. Fall over. Get up. Get off the asphalt in 20 minutes. Shuffle your feet through courtyards, scaring little children. That checks out. Go under the great raised motor tract, the 881, until you reach Le Domaine Eminent in North Jamrock. The streets are frozen this time of year, caked with ice. Walk down Main to Perdition. There's a side alley there and your footprints in the mud. Okay. There's something there. There is a past for me. Okay. What is this?
Kim also tries not to look at the pile of taped viscera on the carpet, or the weird suitcase on the hat rack, or the potted plant dying in the corner. But it's all just too morbid to ignore.
Oh, that's true. This is the first time I've brought Kim into the environment. Maybe in a subconscious way, I'm trying to understand, again, how much can I destroy my own image to him before I come to the conclusion that he's not going to abandon me. Maybe if I show him something intimate and disgusting about myself, maybe he will finally abandon me.
He nods.
Nod stoically. That sounds...
He takes a step toward the door, like he'd like to leave.
Oh, he's ashamed to be with me. I'm not finding a lot of security in him. I'm going to be honest, guys. I know Kim is a hype character. People have been really upset about how, like, I'm not, like, taken to him so quickly. But psychologically speaking, like, everything that he does is showing me that he does not, like, trust me. And that the only reason he's sticking with me is because he needs something for me.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours.
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after 9 p.m.
Okay. Okay, let's see if I can get my tie down. And wait, there was something I could do to, like, try this again, right? Yeah, the ceiling fan. Savoir-faire, that's what I need. I'm still not very good at this.
This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades. Or has it been consigned there as punishment?
Okay, we saw this
You
one
feel
before.
as though this creature is your friend and wants to reattach itself to your neck so that you may continue your adventures together in this strange world.
Okay, last time we tried to just get the tie and it did not work. Let's try turning the fan off.
blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to reach the tie now.
Oh, okay. 72%. There's no way I could fail this, right?
You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap. It's released from the blade.
The luck continues.
Warning, warning. The necktie is no longer contained. What you have in your hand is a fantastically colorful tie with 4 or 5 different patterns. The knot reminds you of a noose.
Okay, we've got a tie. It is, it's there, it's on. Let's get a scope on that, that tie there. No, I want to keep the crowbar. Where's the tie? Oh, there it is. The necktie is adorned with a garish pattern. It's disturbingly vivid. Somehow you feel as if it would be wrong to ever take it off. It's your friend now. You will betray it if you change it for some boring scarf. Okay. And I guess I could look in the mirror. I'll tell you what, narratively speaking, if I'm just going by roleplay, after my interaction with Lena, the sweet grandma in the wheelchair, I'm suddenly feeling like I can humanize myself a little bit more than I could at the beginning of this playthrough. And I finally feel secure enough to look at my own countenance. Let's do that now.
A mirror hangs on the wall, covered in steam. You cannot see yourself, just the outlines of a man. You have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor.
Well, and we are trying to figure out now who we are.
As you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror. Abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it.
Okay, Inland Empire. Again, another competing mental state that is coming in to tell me there is a concern that I am not ready for this. Right now, what my character is wanting is a way to connect to his past self. But this would invite me to reflect on my present self, who I have not decided if I like very much yet. This is a big, risky move. Maybe I should touch it first, make sure there's nothing wrong with my face.
Yeah, there is definitely something wrong with it.
Maybe it's okay to continue living in denial for now.
Where to even begin? There is the bloatedness, then the swollenness. It's like there's an upholstery of alcohol underneath your skin.
I'm scared. I want to stop doing this. I'm sorry. At least my tongue is okay. Yeah, there's a lot of anxiety.
Bet you are. Your nose feels like a small balloon in the middle of your face. It hurts when you honk it. It doesn't appear to be a particularly tiny nose either. Not with all the drinks it's absorbed for you.
At least my tongue is okay.
It's not.
Fuck.
It's swollen and snail-like, wriggling between your fingers. Don't be scared. It's only your face. It's not like anyone's going to see it.
Okay, everything about this is telling me that I do not feel comfortable doing this yet. From a character perspective, I'm not doing it. There's something that tells me not to right now. My character's not ready yet. I already came back for the tie, all right? That's a big step for me to start retracing my steps and like showing interest. Some discomfort is good, absolutely. But I feel like that would be too much of a confrontation to myself. Yeah, I got to go through a character arc first. I hope you guys understand, like, I intend to roleplay this the entire way through. Someone is working. Let's check this out. What do we got in the sink? Tomato? That's not good.
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook.
He's got a cigarette. Okay. This is my moment, all right? I have failed at every opportunity to stimulate myself. Maybe if I had a cig, I'd be okay looking at myself in the mirror. Maybe this is the time. All right, I gotta prepare myself. I cannot fail this one. Okay.
As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Garansi and Kubek.
Okay, there's a language barrier, but there is a universal understanding of the sweet nicotine release that a man who is too tired for his own life would get from a sweet drag.
It must be his name. Garansi. Garansi Kubek. Sounds representative.
My logic side is so stupid. Okay, do I want to establish a power dynamic, right? My character is very much like authority-oriented. Everything is about a power dynamic. So I already feel inferior by not understanding his language. That reminds me of how insecure I am about where I have ended up in the world and why I don't remember things. So it makes sense for me to want to establish power over him by saying, you know, I have an authority role.
The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air.
You've got some impressive pots there.
He smiles and bangs his ladle against each of his pots in turn.
What? No, I do need something. No,
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you
Fuck!
a nod, acknowledging your presence.
Well, I
He
can't.
smiles and
I can't ask him for a cig. God damn it. He doesn't
see
understand
a
me.
heavy steel door with, you immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue is for mystery.
Ooh, I wonder where this door leads.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads?
I'm drawn to its cobalt blue, Kim. You would know that if you had any interest in understanding me.
It is quite pretty. I suppose we could look into it as a side investigation.
Yes, a mini side investigation. I'm trying to see how much you're willing to put up with
Garth
me.
is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
I want to touch the
The
door.
cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. The stainless steel door is flush with its frame on every side.
I want to push the
The
door.
door does not budge.
I have to leave the door for now. Let's see what Gart has to say about it.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. Oh, yes, that door. Sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door.
Do you know what's behind it?
No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just a frit warehouse, probably. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk and dust.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
I think I let him get to pretend it's indifferent. Okay. Power dynamics. It's all about staying composed.
He looks at the dust on his finger and wipes it off.
Okay, we'll leave it
Yes.
for now. I do not trust him. All right, let's blow this joint. Wait, who's this gentleman?
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already?
It's drink o'clock. My character is probably hounding for something here.
That's a boy. It's coming back to him. You had your mesolimbic reward pathway worried there, not thinking about drinking all that time. It was like you weren't yourself.
Yep. There's a competing mental state here. This one is so powerful that it's able to wrench me from my construction of identity. Actually, I should be thinking about this. Drinking hasn't turned out too well for me. I want to say this, but I don't know if my character has that insight yet. I do need a rum and lemonade. I'd love for Gar to serve me up a beverage. He did say the drinks were on him. Let's see
Forget
what...
about the bar. Or don't forget about it. You should totally try to get a drink there too. But first,
I can do
you should
both.
lick that stain off the counter. Yeah, man. Let's get wild. Lick it.
Let's go halfway there.
Calmly, the lieutenant looks out of the window, then to you, licking the tasty rum stain off the counter, but only a little, then out of the window again.
What are you doing?
Investigating.
We should move.
A real drink would go well with those cigarettes you're looking for. That's a great combination.
It knows. It knows what I'm looking for. It's all about money, you know. Who benefits? Okay, let's get out of here. I don't think I can get a drink right now. Don't give in. Okay, what were we doing? I spent a long time in there sort of reflecting on my entire worldview and sense of self and whether or not I feel comfortable with this person I've been traveling with and what are his motivations for being with me. We've gotten very introspective in the whirling in rags. There's a nostalgic sense I'll always feel towards this place now, having gone through that mental adventure in there. It only took us like 10 hours to get to that point. Yeah, welcome to welcome to the eurobrady experience. Oh my god, so many things to do. I'm never going to complete this game. Open the trash container. Let's just start with this. There's a locked trash container behind the whirling in. I need clear directions. Let's go check out the trash, okay? I'm a little scared to see Kuno again, but I'm hoping that, like, now that I have this pretty cool tie on, maybe he either won't recognize me or he'll think I'm cool. Let's check out the trash can. Get a scope on that.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, "Whirling in rags." With a well-oiled crack, the lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid.
See, this is a point where I, in the process of therapy with my character, would find it very important to highlight what he just did, right? Through elements of deduction, through elements of empathy, through basically an apology to the person that he slipped out on before, he managed to get a key, and this has pushed forward his investigation. Like, this should absolutely reinforce his self-esteem, but I would find it very common for the character to not see it that way. The narrative that he's going to be telling himself is rather that, like, every achievement I have is based on luck, but every bad thing that happens to me is a character defect, right? That's a very common framework for someone who is either depressed or critically lacking self-esteem, right? And so I would want to make very special notice of, like, this is a win. This is an achievement that you've gotten to based on your skill set and your ability to read and understand people, right? And it's not for me to interpret that for him. I would have to engage him with questions like, what was it like for you to finally open the trash can? Well, I was pissed off because I couldn't open it before. Okay, so he's getting in touch with the anger instead of the sense of gratitude towards himself. We're not quite there, right? I might need to ask a different way of this. So when you got the key from Gart, right, what did that tell you about him as a person, right? I'm trying to get him closer to more of an empathetic response, right? Those are the kinds of questions that I might start engaging with him, because it's not my role as a therapist to interpret positive narratives for people. That's like not the goal. The goal is to help you develop a not always positive, but realistic framework about yourself, right? I would much rather you feel like conflicted but realistic about what's happening around you than wholly positive, because then we're just being delusional, telling ourselves that everything is great and we're a fucking great cop and great person. Like that's not real either, right? I don't want to replace reality with just positivity. I want to find a healthy middle ground.
Don't. Maybe you shouldn't.
Didn't I just have a premonition that there's something in there?
There is, but you won't like it. Sweat forms on your brow. Your hand is still on the lid.
I'm gonna open it.
The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
Okay.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
Let's check out the cartons
You
first.
see milk, an egg rest with one broken egg in it, some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar. A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below, and turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however.
Okay, let's check out those rags. Maybe there's something interesting there.
Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers.
Get him!
As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. Drop them in here, officer.
Let's bag those trousers.
Guitar marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too. A white belt. The loops appear stretched, but the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here.
Something slimy catches your eye.
Go for it.
A long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario.
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old mug that catches your eye. But other than that...
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force.
Another encounter with Kuno. We need to ask the kids who put them here. I'm not satisfied by the last time I encountered him. Oh, yeah. Thank God I have the garden gloves. I didn't even think of that. I'm stumbling my way through success again.
The fuck's he on about, kids? You hear that, Kuno? He thinks you're an infant or something.
See? Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked, and his establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
The lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container.
Let's check out that food waste.
It's just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels, mostly. Unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey, nothing. It's nothing. Nothing more to see here. What's this?
Oh, what is
A
it?
blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something.
Pick it out.
Something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting.
Okay, that's a
Officer.
clue.
Is that your paperwork?
Oh, shit.
It is. Look. The plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form in there.
Wait a second. Fucking Inland Empire is supposed to be my boy. It's supposed to have never steered me wrong. What is Inland Empire? Why is it trying to keep me from my own identity? Does it have a motive of keeping me as a blank slate because in its cosmic desires it can imprint upon me any sort of personality it desires? And that if I were to regain my own memories, it would have no place to influence my decisions because I would have characteristics of my own? Who benefits?
If you don't mind my asking, how could you have let your paperwork end up in the trash?
Why was I in the trash? That's a question. I think I didn't want to be a cop anymore. Maybe.
Well,
His eyes express a rare condolence. Then he picks it up.
Maybe Kim doesn't want to be a cop either. Maybe this is the only way he knows how to apply himself as well, is by being a cop. If you put Kim in a different position, would he have the same level of conviction or the authority to act on those convictions? Probably not. Does Kim work as a cop because he wants to help people or because it gives him a purpose? Is it out of self-interest or is it out of a desire to right the wrongs of the world? I guess we'll find out.
lucky we found it. You should take stock of what remains, just to be sure some has not made it into the hands of the RCM's adversaries. Organized crime and the like. There might have been police secrets in your notes.
Okay, I'll do that.
It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
I got the
Some
eagle
items,
eyes.
such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your inventory and select the Interact tab to read your paperwork.
Okay.
You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron.
Oh.
Only in its social sensibility. The container sounds a muffled gong.
Okay, well, that was insightful.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
Okay. So we've accomplished one thing so far. Let's check out that mug.
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much.
Let's look at all that content. I mean,
Oh boy,
Let's
here
check
we
it out.
go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage?
this mug is an example of prejudice. I'm going to use it as an example of what not to do. Push this into the face of every merchant I find and tell them this is your inane ideology. By denouncing it, I can earn political capital to mask my badass hustling. The mug didn't belong in the trash. It's just a funny mug. Yes, I think I will use this as a sign of gaining influence over
If
others.
you want to earn some change by guilting people, go for it. But if you want to earn real dough,
I want to
finish
earn
the
real
case
dough.
and start getting paid again.
Fuck. Okay, fine. Let's check this out.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Anything
There's
else?
a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard. It's a metaphor for you.
Damn.
Below the pathetics, terror. Do not look into its blue heart.
Okay, Inland Empire is starting to get suspicious to me. Why doesn't it want me to figure out who I was? Let's check out that toilet paper.
It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want.
Maybe it's kitchen tissue.
If you want it to be kitchen tissue, it can be kitchen tissue. It's not, though. It's toilet paper.
Okay, let's take it off. Leave it there. It's cool. Let's take it
Still
off.
wet. The toilet paper, I mean kitchen tissue, sorry, peels off the plastic easily.
Leave it.
All you have to do is shake it off your finger and voila.
Voila.
The ledger now looks marginally better.
Okay, let's take a look at that clip.
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip.
Let's do
The
that.
surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before.
What's
What?
this?
That thing. It's a halogen watermark. We use it for adding information to RCM property.
What kind of information?
It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
How many years you've been on the force, he's thinking. It'll have that.
How can I
Any
read
capable
it?
light with the right wavelength will do.
Okay.
All RCM vehicles have headlights designed to reveal halogen watermarks. Mine too.
So maybe I could actually find out what my address is, if this has some of that information on it.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
Okay.
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand, it's a sorry sight.
Let's look at the
It's
clipboard.
made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back, you see the embossed letters, RCM.
Let's shake it.
Something rattles inside, ever so lightly.
Peek inside.
Plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center.
Okay.
Blue.
Something about the color blue is important.
Don't look into it.
I'm gonna look into it. I'm not trusting Inland Empire anymore.
With your hands, U4-sized pages hang from the clip, screwed to the top of the board.
Oh boy. Okay. Hmm. I should probably do more dialogue first, right? Every time I see one of these, I just want to go right into it.
They're not exactly
Let's do some
white.
browsing
They're
first.
yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting.
Blue.
Escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered, with faint red lines, forming short paragraphs. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
Let's check them out.
Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. But there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases undertaken, not completed, mind you.
Okay, this is actually really interesting for like. Again, I'm imagining I'm the therapist of my character, right? And let's imagine the content of our session is he brings in this clipboard and it's got all these things on it and it's got artifacts of who he was on it, and we might be able to investigate and say like not what can we figure out from it, because like the goal of therapy is not to be a like it's not always to like necessarily intellectually understand something. It's to process reactions to things. So the question I might have for him is like, what did you feel when you were looking at this? Right. And I can imagine him saying, well, it was confusing. Right. What was it like to see that the way you organized yourself was very disruptive even before you lost your memory? Because like there are missing pages, there's odd naming conventions, like there's all these undertaken quests that aren't complete, just like the playthrough we're doing right now. Like I would be less invested in trying to get him to puzzle out what happened and more presently, what is your reaction to seeing this, right? Because to me, it seems like the person he was is not too dissimilar to who he is, meaning that losing his memory did not erase his personality or his way of organizing the world, right? This is exactly like how our current character is. Like, look at this shit. Look at all these fucking things. Look at all these like tasks we've undertaken and done nothing on them.
Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name.
And for a lot of like that practice, what I'm trying to do is get the character or the client to empathize with themselves, right? Like, I might ask him, what do you think about the person who wrote this? Well, he seems like a mess. What does it mean to be a mess? Well, it's someone I don't have a lot of respect for. How can they live their life like that? It's also someone I can relate to, right? Like, what I'm looking for is a way to empathize with the self, because the self relationship is the core of why this character feels like detached. And it's all the reasons why every time Lena was praising him, he like minimized that praise and was like, yeah, oh, I look like shit. No, I'm not a real cop. This world isn't even structured around having cops. The political system isn't even equipped for it. Like, he found all these ways to minimize the way she praised him because he doesn't care enough about himself, right? So that would be one of my goals as a therapist, is like, this would be a great opportunity to start working on that, is how do we empathize with the person who wrote this stuff and like, threw it away.
Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Another yet, The Unsolvable Case.
Okay.
Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the hookah parlor. Even the rare article-free collapsing tenement. Murder features prominently throughout. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close.
Kim, my cases appear to employ some kind of naming convention. Let's get Kim involved.
You mean the alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene?
A non-numeric one with titles.
Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, almost everyone in the RCM does.
Why is that?
It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves.
I seem to have named a case the Square Bullet Hole Murderers.
Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself.
To amuse yourself. Once again, Kim's personality sneaking through.
I pray his loved ones never find out. Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident.
I have to open an official case. Is there room?
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish.
Commit to paper.
The tasks you've completed flow out of the pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple. A language developed for mental rigor and simplicity.
Okay.
Inspect the victim's body. Get the body down. Interview the cafeteria manager.
We've done all that.
A satisfying slash sounds across
Yes!
the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And you, and you.
Fucking yes. We are reinforcing accomplishments in a satisfying way. This is good for us.
Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the citizens' militia. Now all that remains is to name the case.
Let's do it.
No, actually. Any ideas?
Theories are at home in the mirror. That is what the opening line of this game was. The Hanged Man, The Setting Sun, Shit on a Stick. Let's see what some of those other names were. Let's pick one that's pretty fitting. The Guys on a Couch in an Unexpected Location, The Murder at the Hookah Parlor, Collapsing Tenement. I feel like this is the most realistic one for my guy. It's simple. It's as simple as like the robotic wording here. This is a little too like, this would be for me. So let's go with this one.
Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name. We have a very good name for the case now.
Wait a second. I'm feeling strangely comfortable around Kim after this interaction. His admission that he also names things in a weird way that doesn't always make sense, and that he does so at the expense of empathy towards the people involved in the case, is something I can relate to. And now that he's telling me that this is a good pick for it, maybe he's just doing it because he wants me to relate to him. Maybe he's just trying to get me to trust him. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm starting to feel like I want to trust him. I want to believe that what I'm feeling towards him is true. I'm just not ready yet. I'm scared.
I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
I don't know, guys. There's something here. I feel conflicted. I want to trust you, Kim.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now.
Can I read the case files now? Probably not. Can't do that one either. Let's check out those yellow papers.
In the back, you see thin, translucent copy of paper. Some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes, like marching armies. These look like official forms, waiting to be filled out. 3. The topmost are misconduct fines, the middle ones are station calls, and the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of.
All right, let's check them out. Misconduct
A
fine.
monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real. Severe cases allow for 1,000 real, but that requires special paperwork. The details of issuing these fines are spread out over the rest of the fields.
Okay. Wait, a misconduct fine.
These are quite sinister in turn. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified precinct police station. Below the call are the criminal charges you risk by not appearing. A dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in color. You see the parameters of a deceased human form waiting to be filled in. Age, sex, condition of internal organs.
So these are all like blank pages? Waiting to be filled out. Okay, yeah, these are like empty
Color
forms.
of the irises, predation marks, condition of sexual organs. Yes,
Close.
all that remains now is to fill those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers.
Oh, let's
interview
fucking
requests for
fine
bad
all the
guys,
children.
and field autopsies to dead guys. What delicious power hid within this pathetic mess. You feel better.
I do feel better. Thank you, authority. I feel a sense of authority over my own past and interpretation of how to integrate it with my present.
The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copy of paper.
Let's give that ledger a smell.
The acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, the stuff of death itself, and then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner. Arson, petty theft, you don't
Okay, we've already done that.
close them. So much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now.
28%. I mean, I've got Kim's confidence. He explained it to me. I can retry this one. I think I'm going to go for the logic check.
It's proving to be harder than expected. You just don't have the intellectual rigor to patch the quilt.
My guy is an idiot.
Try again later.
This is a white check as well. Open the hidden compartment. Let's see if we can pry that boy open.
Is not what you
Fuck!
end up doing. You squeeze the plastic to slide it open, but nothing happens. Then you bend it some. Then crack it. The goddamn thing is stuck. The ledger quivers in your hand. As it shakes, the pages rustle. This pathetic mess suddenly afraid of you for some reason.
No, my streamer luck is probably still intact. These are like not super challenging ones. Watch me get like a 3%er correct. Oh, I actually have a skill point. What did I need for that? Interfacing? I don't think I need to open this thing right now, though. I'm kind of curious what I should do. Here. I'm kind of feeling like authority and empathy are my two most interesting outlets for understanding people. Get that authority, empathy over in the Empire. That's exactly what I'm thinking. If I'm going with the role play, right? Like, again, for those of you who are watching on YouTube as well, like, my goal is not to play this the most optimal way. I'm gonna miss out on shit. I'm going for comedy value more than anything, and like interesting character interactions. And to me, what resonates with the character I'm playing is, like I said, someone who has severe trauma and sees the world in terms of power dynamics. So I am thinking I want to level up authority. Even if it's not good for me. Okay, let's ask Kuno what's up. It's been a while.
Look, see? It's the fucking war pig! Try not to knock yourself out.
You belittled yourself before the Kuno. Now you must seek his forgiveness.
I've just leveled up my authority, so... I want to make this right with Kuno, make amends. Let's try to put ourselves on an even power dynamic.
Fucking what pig?
It may not look like it now, but you may have vital information. I was wrong to try to hit you. I bet no one in his life has ever said that to him.
Yeah? How are we gonna make it up to Kuno, pig shit?
Let's give him free reign over this. How do you want me to make it up?
Please don't waste time on nonsense.
Kim, this is important to me.
The lieutenant does not approve of this at all.
I don't care. Look, in a displaced act of anger, I tried to hit Kuno because I could not deal with my anger at myself of how unhappy I am with the world, and so I've drank myself into oblivion, tried to erase my past, and now I'm desperately trying to figure it out again. And in that confusion, I swung at someone and gave them an emotion that didn't belong to them. I'm trying to make things right. Kim, if you want me to be at my best as a detective, I need to do this.
Don't listen to the blind fuck, piggo. You're doing the right thing here, trying to get Kuno to like you again.
Yes.
You can pay tribute to Kuno with drugs, or cigarettes, or some wheels. Kuno could use some wheels. Motorized carriage shit.
Okay, maybe if I get some cigarettes, I can share one with him. I need to make a truce with Kuno. Offer him something.
No, you really, really don't. That is a 12-year-old boy. His opinion of you doesn't matter.
Oh, so maybe there's a schema, which is like a mental blueprint for Kim, that the opinions of children don't matter. I wonder where that comes from. What opinion of yours did you have as a 12-year-old that no one gave any attention to, Mr. Kutsuragi? I got your number.
You don't fucking matter, Buckim.
I'm gonna mark it down as something I need to do. I'm telling you, look, I know how to spot trauma miles away, okay? Kim was a child who never learned that his opinion mattered. And so of course he's gonna look at Kuno and say, yeah, don't bother with this kid. He sees himself.
But why? You're turning this into a huge thing.
I'm punching someone's always ends up someone's bitch. Don't you know anything about male power structures, Kim? No. It's just very hard for me to let things go. I know it doesn't matter, but I need to make this right. Yes.
Okay. If you absolutely need to. But
I
right now,
absolutely
it's
need to. This is part of my healing. If you want me to be my best detective, I need to do this. Okay. We got into the trash can. We got some notes. Let's go confront the lorry driver. I'm pretty sure that's what I needed to do next. I need to bust down this union. Oh, that's right. I didn't talk to the girl. Maybe she knows how I can make things right with Kuno. This is the most important thing to me right now.
Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Come to snuff my shit out, I think. Looks like it's time for me to go, Kuno. Pig's come to take me in.
I just want to ask you some questions.
Going away for a long, long time, Kuno. Going away for life.
What's going on there? Fuck are you trying to pull, pig?
What are those strange words you use, girl?
I come from the woods, good Davidu. You don't want to go there with me. You don't want to see what I've seen.
Don't be traumatizing her. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay. All right. Look, I can't. I don't want to get on Kuno's bad side already. He already beat me up once. I'm trying to make amends with him here. Let's go. Let's go up north here and see what's going on. Look, what you can't say about Kuno is that he's not loyal. All right.
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
I found this mug in the trash. Yours?
Oh man, that's great. Look at that guy go. Haven't seen anything that funny in a while.
Is it yours?
God damn. Thanks for that, but no, it's not mine.
Fuck. Let me see the soles of your boots.
Been admiring the stompers, Hunt? For sure, I can demonstrate them.
On the bottom of the man's boots, you see an intricate tangle of treads with no immediately discernible pattern.
Okay.
The wind howls over the Bay of Revachol, a cascade of cold air flowing through the city streets. Those same streets have left their share of scuff marks on the underside of your green snakeskin shoes.
Is that a map of Revachol?
It sure is.
Where did you get boots like that?
Custom made. Cost me a pretty penny.
Why?
You'll see when the time comes, officer. True patriots carry Revachol in their very souls.
Technically, you're stomping on Revachol every step you take.
I know you people don't understand poetry.
What are you hauling in those
Not
lorries?
much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation.
How long has this strike been
The
going on?
strike? Oh, they've been at it for a while. A month, 2 months maybe. But this here is just the last week or so.
All right. What kind of
Apples.
cargo are you supposed to be doing?
Yeah, apples? I take it you had other questions?
He's given you the runaround. Let's be honest, you were bested.
Oh, fuck off. Rhetoric. I know that. What's your
What?
stance on
Ah,
drugs?
shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body. You know where that shit comes
He's
from?
got a cigarette.
Sarah Miriza, Safre, Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkies here and then use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage.
He's not gonna respond well if I just confront him. Let's just.
He eyes you wearily, unsure how to respond. This goes on for about 2 seconds.
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
What are you still hanging around here for?
What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking on at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer.
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
I did see one lorry with the trailer doors open on my way here. Do you know what happened?
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved this country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags when some kip boys smashed his lock and took damn near everything. Lost his fucking job over it. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
Bad for him, I
It's
guess.
a fucking travesty is what it is.
I guess I could just ask him, who's running drugs? I know he's not going to give me a real answer. I just want to see how he reacts.
Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well. He's a Samaran guy who likes to pretend he's some kind of businessman. Really, he's just selling his employer stuff. Stuff he stole after he broke the seals on his Humanox lorry.
Alright, where do I find this guy?
Just follow the smell. It smells like apricot and oil when you're nearby.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Where is he?
Looks like I offended your partner there. Too bad. Sealang's usually a little bit south of here, near the canal. You can't miss him. Just watch yourselves. His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood. He's your man, all right? 100%.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sealang himself has to say.
Goddamn, another thing I have to do. Thank you for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, consider giving it a like and letting me know what you thought of it in the comments. You can subscribe to catch the next video here, or you can see things a little bit earlier if you support the channel either through Twitch or Patreon. Links to both of those and the community Discord are in the description. Thanks again, and I will see you next time. Bye.